Good old Oregon. So in this video, I'm back at Smith Rock, and I've come here many times, and each time it has felt vastly different from the previous time. And that is because of just the diversity that there is around here. And I'm here kind of late. It's about 7, I actually don't even know the time, but the sun is now under this big rock behind me, which means sunset is getting close. And I'm on a little family trip right now. The reason I decided to come out here is, number one, because it's here. So I have to come and see it. And although I don't have all the time to go hike the trails and, you know, really do some composition hunting, because I've been here so many times, I know a few little areas that are easy to get to and hopefully walk away with a good picture. Another reason is, I wonder if you can even see it, if you can even tell by the video, but unfortunately there is a wildfire not too far south from here, and it's really hazy. I'm not sure how that'll show in the video, but I think you'll be able to see how hazy it is back there. With that being said, I decided to risk my health, not really, I'm exaggerating, but just breathe in some particulates, come out here, and I thought maybe with the haze and the sun setting that it would really give us some pyrotechnics, and just, you know, the sunset reflecting off the smoke and in the air would really turn the sky red. That hasn't really happened yet, but it's also not quite that time yet, so I still have a little bit of time. And then finally, and I really should say primarily, because that is what I'm gonna start with, is I'm gonna look for this family of eagles that at the spot that I'm standing at right now, I saw them in this tree that I'm currently looking at. And I just want to see if they're around. I brought my wildlife lens, my great white as I like to call it. It's the Sony 200 to 600 millimeter lens. And I didn't have that with me the first time that I saw it, but I remember the tree, I remember the spot, and I'm thinking if they're here, well, that would be cool. The sunset is right behind them. Maybe I can get some good light. If I can get them resting on the trees, that could make for a good shot, could make for a good payout to breathe in all this toxic air, so to say. And if not, there's always some other shots that I can get on this really easy trail. Let's go down this side, see if I might be able to get a better look at the tree where I saw the eagles. Now, here's a good spot. Kind of rocky, but you see that tree that's standing out more than the others? Well, that's the tree I saw them on, but I'm not seeing them. So I might go back to photographing the area here. Actually, I might have a good shot from where I'm at, of the river going around the rock. But yeah, if I can do that, I do want to stay close in case the eagles show up. It's late summer, so not sure like the behavior or like the habitats of these bald eagles, but I don't know if they'll show up, but I do want to stay nearby in case they do.
Smith Park.
Hi, puppy.
Yeah.
Oh, you like your butt scratched?
Oh, yeah, you like it.
I made a friend and then an enemy. That dog liked it when I was petting it, and then didn't like it after it. I think you should be able to see that. But I'll set up right here, and I'm gonna set up with something pretty wide, so like 16 millimeters. We'll see what we can shoot. So this might be kind of cheap, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that does it. Before I get my big camera out, I like to pre-visualize by seeing what my phone will show me. So this is the wide angle, and I have a 16 millimeters. This is your standard view, and I might work with that. And that's zoomed in, but I'm thinking the wide angle so I can show a little bit more of the foreground. Okay, so here's the shot that I have framed up for now, and it's basically an auto bracket set down to -2 exposures, and it's not an award winner, but it's just nice to be able to be out here taking some photos. And what I've done is I focused at the furthest point, that being this rock, and while the sky might look overblown, when you take some photos, like so, and what I can do with that is I have one photo for 5 different exposures. This one will preserve all the details for the sky, and then the rest get brighter and brighter. That will preserve all the details for the main rock and the foreground. That's from California.
So here's the first shot of the day, and I've appropriately named it the Retina Shredder, simply because I think I went a little too overboard with the colors. What I was trying to do with my editing is show just how hazy it was while I was there. I don't think the video actually captured the haze very accurately, but let's get a second opinion. What do you think, Kayleen?
I'm gonna be honest, I actually really like the colors. It shows a good contrast between the light and the dark. And if you notice on the left side, it's kind of really light there, but then it gets dark once you start getting towards the river in the back. And so it kind of draws you to that and towards the rock formation, which I really like. And then it also brings out a lot of texture, I think.
What about the sky?
Yeah, that too.
Am I good at photographer?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So anyways, yeah, I like it.
After taking a longer look at it, I am actually starting to appreciate the colors more and more. And I loved that sky that day.
So that photo definitely isn't going to win me any awards, but just the fact that I get to be out here taking the photos and keeping an eye out for some beautiful creatures like the bald eagles and some swifts that fly up and down, it's just nice. And you know, when it's hard to find time to do things like this, you just gotta take advantage of it. It's been about 30-45 minutes now, and I've made a few shots at this point, still with the 16 millimeter, and it's the kind of lens, that kind of focal length just really lets everything into the shot. And I'm not always the biggest fan of that. I like to capture the details and get close, but you know, when you're at a place like this, the wider focal views really do help show the just massiveness and strength of this place. But still no eagle. I probably should have headed out, tried a different spot, but I'm just hoping for that eagle shot. I will say that river is looking just absolutely beautiful under this light. It's got this, just now it's more of a, again, I'm colorblind, so cut me some slack if I'm wrong, but this beautiful, still purplish, violet, some orange in it, and it's just so nice. It's so nice to look at, so peaceful. Even with this haze and all the smoke going on, the particulate matters going into my lungs right now. I might just pack it up and try a different spot. So I guess not like pack it up and go home. No, not yet. But we'll see. When you're at a place like this, it's hard to walk away from it because you're always hoping for that one thing to show itself to you, to just hit you in the face. But oftentimes it's about just slowing the heck down and either looking for it or making it happen, but without forcing it. So that's the idea. But I did come here pretty late and not really with much of a plan. So you can't hope for too much. Well, I think I'm packing it up, but not before I go back and check, because that's usually how it goes. When you feel like quitting and when you're about to quit, that's usually when things get good. And so I'm gonna go take a peek, just go see if maybe the eagles decided that it's nap time. Oh, pretty loud buck right? Just walked past by. Don't know if you'll hear that, but let's see. If the eagles are there, I don't think I'll be able to get a good photo just because of how much darker it is now. And they are not. And you might be wondering, how the heck would you even know? Okay, I'll turn it around. Even though, yes, this is kind of far, you're telling me you wouldn't be able to see two big bald white heads in the luscious green right there? It's all green, so a big white bald head would stand out like a sore thumb. And that's how I knew if they're there, I'll be able to see them. And I thought it would be an easy shot. But you know what? I have a lot of learning to do about just photography in general. For me right now, my main passion, my main thing is landscape photography. I love being outdoors. I love being able to show other people what beauty this world has to offer, even in these imperfect conditions. For example, the smoke, and I don't want to get negative, but you know what I'm talking about when I say imperfect conditions. But it's still so beautiful. And with photography, it's like taking that place, that moment in time, and then showing it to somebody else, especially, well, for me, older ones that perhaps aren't able to come out like they once could, or people that are just really busy due to work, trying to make ends meet. And there's actually a lot of studies that have gone into just being able to see beautiful areas, even if it's just in photo or video form, that it actually has a calming, soothing, regenerative effect on people. Anyways, let me show you what I'm seeing now. And now, you might be seeing a pretty clear and bright image of me. That's all camera trickery. It's actually much darker in real life. So I'll show you what I'm seeing, just brighter. Look at this beautiful rock face. Absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if that's the end of this video, and I'm actually hoping that it's not. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head home, and tonight, the sky is actually really clear, and it's just a little hazy. But tonight, if the sky stays clear, there's so many really dark, beautiful areas out here where I've been to before. It's been a while, but I've been to before. I could probably stumble in the dark and do it and see if I can get some astrophotography, because for me, I don't have many more chances anymore. Again, with the working full time and all that. So I gotta take advantage of it when I can. So we'll see. Either this is the end of this video or it might continue. I don't know. Well, I guess we're gonna go and try and capture some stars. The video is not yet over. So here is the plan, and it's really more of an idea, and it's full of wishful thinking. Basically, I'm gonna drive down to the Cascade Lake Scenic Highway, and there's a lot of little pullouts, and a lot of them are facing south. I checked Photo Pills, which is an app that lets you see where the stars and the galactic core and all that will be depending on where you're at. And it said that it's basically facing south. So long story short, I can find some pullouts along the way, and there's a lot of lakes, a big beautiful open field that I know of, which I've shot at before, and we're just gonna see what we get. I know that this place is very dark, which is a really good thing when you're trying to do some stargazing, but it's just me this time. Obviously, you don't want to go out on your own with no plan in a really dark place, so I'm not going to stray too far from the car, which means the compositions that I will be able to get will be very limited. That's the idea. Now, because I am intending on driving for a while, I do have some time to kill. There's a half moon out tonight. I'm not sure if I already said that, but that does mean that I will need to wait the moon out. And so the moon should be under the horizon in about 2 hours. And it's only, I think I'm only about 30 minutes away from the destination or destinations, depending on how many places we stop at. So what I'm gonna do first is, because I am in a Tesla, I'm gonna stop and charge. Not because I need to, but number one, it's just safety. The more range I have, the better. And number two, I need to kill time. I'm gonna kill some time, maybe do some research on, I have a couple ideas of where to stop, but again, it's gonna be really dark, so I'm really just winging it, but I might do some research on a specific destination. If it's just a little pull out from the road, I can stay near my car. We'll see what happens. That's all I'm saying. But the drive itself, it's quite beautiful. I hope I can get some of it on video. That would be nice, but we'll see.
My first stop of the night would be one of the supercharging stations in Bend, Oregon. This particular location has a really nice bathroom, and believe it or not, free coffee. That is when the lobby is open. Now, you would think that I used this time to do some valuable research of where I was going, but I'm pretty sure I just scrolled on my phone like a mindless zombie.
All right, so I got my battery juiced up. I've got my caffeine handy. I've got 2 headlamps ready to go. Really, it's just one because I tried the other one and it wouldn't turn on, but whatever. 2 headlamps. One of them I know for sure works. And we are off. 32 minutes away from just one of the destinations that I picked. I do have some trepidation simply because with astrophotography, yes, the stars look beautiful. The sky looks beautiful, especially when it's a clear night and you see all that glitter in the sky. But astrophotography is what you put under the stars, to me, is really what makes an astrophotography shot just gorgeous and beautiful. It can really make or break your shot. So that is why I'm going with very, very low expectations, and I'm just going to go. Not really anything else. I'm going because I'm closer than I normally would be, and the conditions are all right for it. Now, I wish I could show it because the moon is right towards where I'm facing, so basically right behind you guys at the camera. It looks beautiful. It's not that big, but it's very, very red right now. I wonder if the smoke or haze in the air has anything to do with that, but it is really, really pretty. It's a really pretty sight. I'm hopeful, but no, I'm not hopeful. Got to keep low expectations. If you don't have a plan, keep your expectations low so you don't get disappointed. Or if you do get disappointed, you don't get as disappointed, I suppose. So I just took a very mediocre photo of the moon over the road and the tree line. I just had to take it though because it just looks so beautiful. But that red dot, hopefully you can see or feel the scale of what I saw in person, of how big it would have looked for me as I'm driving down this road. What a beautiful sight. And hopefully you notice also just how red it was. And right now it is to my left over there. I can see it, and it is getting down very low to the horizon. So my calculations do seem to be right that we have about an hour. It is currently 11:03. Hopefully by 11:45, so not quite an hour, but by 11:45, the stars will be in full force. But they are starting to become more and more clear as I keep driving down this highway. So thumbs up for that, for sure.
And so I drove, and then I drove, and then I drove some more. I drove for hours looking for a spot, but with it being so dark and me not knowing the area well, I got lost a couple times and I got really discouraged. I didn't think I would find a spot. To tell you the truth though, this is not all that uncommon. There's been countless times where I will drive to a destination that I've never been to before and with no plan. So I was certain that this time was gonna be another failure. But this time it hurt a little bit more. You see, with the end of summer nearing and a busy schedule, it could be months before I get another opportunity like this. So what did I do? I gave up. It was only getting later, so to be safe, I decided to head back home. So I left the area completely. But it could be months before I get another opportunity. So I turned around. I knew of a spot that I didn't think would offer me anything good until I realized.
Hi. Here. Hi, what's your name? Well, you can't talk.
Kona.
Kona?
Kona, I like the beer.
Nice to meet you, Kona. All right, you're gonna keep me company, right? All right, well, I found a little pull-out spot. Figure I'll get my setup ready here, but no, actually, I think I wanna look at the stars first. So, it's pretty dark, and the video is not gonna be great for this segment, but okay, I see it. I see the galactic core now, and the problem is I don't see what's under it. I know it's just this field here, but my car is right behind me. There's this really nice dude camping in his van. What a cool setup. And his really friendly dog, Kona. So I'm gonna post up here, take my images, and we'll see what happens. Not what I had in mind, but gotta take what you can get. All right, so I figure I just want to get my gear ready. So, my trusty camera. And let's swap over to 16mm. So, this is about as much light as I can offer. Got my headlamp, which, if I use it, you can't see anything. That's better. Check out the. No, I'm gonna take some shots and then try and work out a composition. But this scene will really just be all about the sky and not really what's beneath it. But everything from the start looks pretty good. So let's do another exposure and see what we get. Got to get up close and personal because the only light I have is the light from this little camera right now and this microphone. Okay, so flip the camera around and kind of show you what we've got so far. There it is, if it can focus. But yeah, you see just the big, beautiful galactic core. That one was shot at ISO 10,000, so it's not really workable or keepable. And then there's this one, much, much darker, but you can still see all of these stars, and that's absolutely amazing. Now, it's kind of chilly. To reference this first image right here, you can kind of see that there's really nothing going on down here. So what I'm going to do is aim the camera up and basically just block that out. And just try and keep the shapes of the mountains right there, and then incorporate more of the sky. It's like 48 degrees out here. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to cut out the ground. I'm going to keep that mountain shape all the way out there and incorporate more of the sky. But I gotta do that in the pitch black darkness. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I've got something a little more civilized, I think. So as you can see right there, now you just have that mountain shape, and then you have more of the stars, which I think looks, I think it just looks all right, to be honest. But I might turn this into a vertical photo just so I can include even more of the sky and that beautiful galactic core. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Now, here's the thing. You can see, right, finger, galactic core that way. Road that way. Shooting stars, I've seen 3 in just my few minutes of being here, right above me. If we could get some of them falling over there, that'd be cool. I also have another idea, but I'm gonna need some help for it. Okay, I think I've got something. Nothing's changed. I'm just dialing in my exposures. I'm working with a 15-second exposure with a 2-second timer. My ISO is at 1.8, so it is the widest that this lens can go at 16 millimeters, and ISO 2000. With the really ultra wide field of view, it's a lot more forgiving. For example, if I show you the back of my camera right now, at 15 seconds, the stars are starting to trail. Let me just get focused right there. And you can see when you zoom all the way in, they are starting to trail. But this is like fully zoomed in. You're not going to be viewing the photo like that. You're going to be viewing it more so like that. And under these circumstances, it is tack sharp, like glitter in the sky. So shooting at this really wide focal range, or sorry, field of view, whatever, it's cold and dark. Shooting at 16 millimeters is a lot more forgiving, which is why I chose it. I have an idea, but it's gonna require some help from that guy. So I have employed the help of a new friend. His name is Ian, and I think he's with, well, he's with a lady. I'm not gonna assume what they are. Now, I have this brand new shot idea. Here's the van, behind it is this field, and above it is the galactic core. So I'm gonna get that shot. Oh my gosh, look at that. That looks sick once this camera can actually focus. But yeah, the problem is, oh, I gotta refocus my camera, but all right, so I moved in a little closer just so I can have the van take up more of the frame, and this photo tells a story. Now we have something to look at, and what makes a good astro is not just the stars, but it's what you put under the stars. And if this shot turns out any good, this is for you, Ian. and I hope it turns out good because I think this is a cool idea. All right, got a shot. You know, earlier, somewhere along the way, I said that right as you're about to quit, that's when you just need to hold on a little bit longer. It's not always that your efforts actually pay off, so that's why I'm just a little more ecstatic about this particular time. So with that said, I think I might just cut the video now.